I'm setting up. Now I'm going live on YouTube also, so that we are all there. Okay. So here I'm in class right now, boss. जी जी नहीं नहीं थैंक यू यार क्लास में हुई थैंक यू ओके जानी खुदा हाफिज़ sorry guys I'm just give me 1 second. I'll take a look at your stuff. I will take a look at your answers also. Okay, so basically they use, you make a dissolve the reactant residue आता है, filtered आता है, filtered को heat, which describes the solubilities of both the reactants and the salt formed in this case. Now the idea is solubility of the salt formed, okay, you're forming the salt in the filter, right? So this is yeah, this is, you could say the answer is D, absolutely. Yep. Okay, because you are because you see there is definitely residue, right? The problem with the residue is, okay, why can't I can't even use the pen. What's wrong with this? Okay, I can't seem to use the pen. I'm not being able to select the pen. Okay, now it can. Sorry guys. Okay, so basically the answer here is D. Okay, so if a reaction is insoluble, how is a salt formed? Ibrahim, it's a good question. Think about this. How about this? You take calcium carbonate, excess, and Cl. क्या बनाएगा? Calcium chloride, carbon dioxide and water. And agar calcium carbonate is insoluble, but acid and carbonate react, yeah? This is not precipitation. This is not precipitation. ये salt soluble है. This setup could easily be HCl here and calcium carbonate here. Now residue is excess. ये residue नहीं, ये आपका excess insoluble solid है. Does that make sense? Meaning in excess reactant hai. Because you see, this part should tell you that jo final cheez chahiye, what I need, what the final thing is soluble because wo filtrate mein hai. You see, that was the key. So the salt form has to be soluble. Okay, and if both were soluble, the reason why B is wrong is agar dono hote, so we would not need the residue problem. We would not need this. So it must be that there it is insoluble. Yeah. My voice, are you Sir Bilal? Well, I think I am. I woke up as Sir Bilal today. I could have changed my identity, but today I swear to God, I woke up as Bilal. If something happened in the middle of the day, I don't remember, but I woke up as Bilal. Yeah. Then the next one, he's disappointed it's me. Okay, here, so pure compound, meaning which is not a mixture. So air is a mixture, steel is an alloy, alloy is a mixture, and petrol is also a mixture of octane and many other, let's say C what, C8 to C12 ऐसे कुछ कहते हैं ना आपको, या C10 का. So the pure compound is B. Bravo. Yeah, ethanol. Good job guys. Then I hope you guys don't mind the blacks. Do you guys like the black slides more or the white slides more? It takes me a lot more effort to get the black slides. So if you like white, I'll go with white. Okay, you do like the effort, black effort, huh? All right, great. ऑसम, ठीक है. अच्छा, ये सारे आए थे नवंबर 2019, November 2019 paper 1, 2, okay, and I'm giving these people made a mistake on or had a problem solving. I'm digging out this data from the, what you call it, the examiner report. Yeah, okay. Anyways, so okay. Now, somebody asked me, will all the sessions will be going on live on YouTube? Yes, Saad, every single thing will be live on YouTube. Okay, so here, which statement about electrical conductivity is correct? Okay, so covalent compounds such as glucose do not they conduct when molten. That is absolutely incorrect. But covalent compounds like as will ionize and their ions are free to move. Yes, B seems to be correct. But what are some of the problems here? Okay, now ionic compounds such as, and people think, hey, wait, why isn't C correct? Yeah. So ionic compounds such as sodium chloride conduct due to movement of electrons. The ionic compounds may, the electrons do not move, ions. Okay, no, Minhajuddin, aqueous में भी and molten में दोनों में ions move होते हैं, not only molten. Ionic compounds can be molten and aqueous, but it's not the movement of electrons, it's the movement of ions. All right. And metals may is the movement of electrons. That's the mistake in D, and that's the mistake in C. All right. So I'm also highlighting the mistakes here. ठीक है. Okay. So 3. Now next up, let's look at number 9 in this case. Okay, is manufactured. I think we did this earlier also. Should I do this again? It came in another year also, I believe, right? So repeat question. We did last time. Yes, we did this one. So can we skip this? Yeah, this answer, if I remember correctly, was B. We have done this one earlier. Yeah, so I can skip it. Awesome. ठीक है. Next up. So what's the ratio of the molecules in 71 grams of gaseous chlorine to the number of molecules in 2 grams of hydrogen? So उसका molecules का पूछा है. So basically number of moles निकालो molecules के लिए, which will be mass over mr, and gaseous chlorine is Cl2. So here it is 71. This is 1 mole, and hydrogen is H2. Remember, it's 2 grams over mr is 2, so it also comes out to 1 mole. So दोनों के mole ratio 1:1 है. So atom ratio will also, or molecule ratio, sorry, will also be 1:1. Awesome, you guys are pretty smart. Nice. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Pretty good so far. Now, which metal is more likely to be extracted from its molten chloride? What gets extracted by molten chloride using electrolysis? Very reactive metal. Okay. So copper, iron, silver. Copper is by coke, and iron is by coke, and copper and silver by aqueous solutions. Remember, aqueous electrolysis. They want electrolysis by molten, so must be calcium. Yeah. The more reactive the metal, the more likely it will be extracted by electrolysis. Yeah. Then ammonium nitrate dissolves in water. ठीक है. What statement is correct? Now when I look at the delta H, it's positive. Positive means it is endothermic. So reaction is endothermic. If it's endothermic, it gets colder. Yes, it does. Because endothermic means cold. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Then, and heat energy is absorbed by the ammonium nitrate from the water. The heat energy is absorbed and gets converted to what? Okay. So the energy is absorbed and is converted to what we call chemical potential energy. So all three are correct. Some people get this wrong. They think endothermic means hot. Endo means cold, always cold. Yeah, always cold. Always. This is a distractor. Endothermic reactions में ये होता है guys. Endothermic में basically what happens is heat gets converted to chemical potential G. So everything, things become cold because heat कम हो रही होती. हाँ, potential energy is increasing, but you can't measure potential energy. Heat is decreasing. Hence it gets heat decreases. Is that what delta H measures? Delta H measures the change in chemical potential energy. Yes. So if it's positive, it meant that positive means internal energy. Internal chemical, जिस तरह gravitational potential energy होती है उस तरह chemical potential energy होती है. Like आपके पेट्रोल में बहुत एनर्जी है. Okay. So delta H measures the change in chemical potential energy, not heat. That's what it does. Okay. Yeah. So now if this was an exothermic reaction, ulta hota. So for example, so in an exothermic reaction, you have what? You know, exothermic reactions, delta is a given as negative. Why? Because their chemical potential energy is converted to heat energy. Chemical, you can say potential energy decreases because it's been converted. So it decreases and heat increases. Therefore, things become hot. Everything becomes hot. You could say temperature rises. But because chemical potential energy decreases, its effect affects delta H. Yeah? Does that? Is my pen nib fine or does it need to get thinner? Ignore this. Yeah, sorry. It's fine. Okay. Are you guys using the app or the laptop or desktops or our laptops? So now, is it to change delete slides? There's no way to delete slide, right? Okay, now I forgot what slide were we at, right? Sorry. Let me see which question were we at. Did I do this one? Yeah. Did that one. Now we're on the next one. Okay, number 17. Okay. So let's look at number 17. That was slide number 8. Okay. Laptop app. So when we were doing paper 4, Awais Majid. यार आप देखें मैंने पहले लिख दिया था ये रहे अवैस साहब ये रहा पेपर 4 This is called ATP. Thursday, Friday. Okay. Sorry, guys. Now, catalysts alter the rate of reaction. Now, one thing people don't realize that catalysts alter the rate of reaction. They actually take part in the reaction, because otherwise they cannot alter it. It's not magic. So they do take part in the reaction. They just happen to remain the same at the end. So here, what statements describe correctly the effect of adding a catalyst? A catalyst, by the way, all particles have more energy and move faster. Now, how can you increase energy, guys? There's only one way to increase energy of particles. How? Energy is by temperature. So you want to increase energy, you increase temperature. Yeah, that's the idea. Uske alawa, there's no way to do that. So 2 is wrong. Then activation energy is lowered by, yes. So because activation energy is lowered, more molecules have energy than activation energy. So more particles have, you could effective collisions. The collisions remain the same, but more of them become effective. So 2 and 3. In fact, 1 is incorrect. Then you only have option D left. And between C and D, 2 definitely is correct. So that's all you needed to do was look at 2 and then, right? Then, can you go ahead? Yeah. Okay. Helium and xenon are both noble gases. What is true about them? Okay. Now they're both noble gases. So noble gases are unreactive, right? But only helium has 2 most electrons. Yeah. So they are unreactive, but both के लिए true नहीं है. So it has to be therefore bravo. Yup. It's full, but it's not 8. Remember that. Helium can only have 2. Yeah. Atomic number is 2, helium ka. So it's like 2 in the first shell, right? 2 electrons. Then, yes, Josefa. Seems easy so far, right? This is the extent of tough MCQs, by the way. You know? Yeah, I think kar liya humne, sorry. Yeah. Next one. The ion metal X react with potassium iodide. So if you notice here, metal X came from a 2 plate to a what charge here? Because I is 1 minus, X must be 1 plus here. You see that? So 2 plus से 1 plus हो रहा है. Do you see that or no? So if we say 1 plus, it's most likely a trans element. Okay? That's xi में I is 1 minus. So X will be 1 plus. So 2 plus a 1 plus, it has variable oxidation state, transition. And the ions are what? They go from a 2 plus state to a 1 plus state. A decreasing state is reduction. So it means boost. Yeah. Therefore, iodide is as a reducing agent. That's what iodine is reacting as. Yeah. Yeah. Then, where was I? 26. Now, which metal can be obtained from hydroxide by using either carbon or hydrogen? So, metal has to be less reactive than carbon and hydrogen. You see, people get distracted. For foreign ka foreign, they would think the answer would be B. Yeah, but it's not, because they said either carbon or hydrogen. So that metal has to be less reactive. than carbon, and also less reactive than hydrogen. People see carbon and then think iron. That's why that's wrong. It has to be less reactive than both. So the only thing less reactive than hydrogen here is copper. And this happens is copper side, you put hydrogen gas, hydrogen becomes water, and copper metal is formed. That's a very easy way of forming copper. Okay, cheaper than this. Yeah. For those of you who are on YouTube, sessions for AS and A2 are, by the way, on my own website and channel. It's a paid course. Not everything I'm doing on YouTube for free. O-levels and IGCSE, yes. Yeah. Past sessions will be on YouTube, Bharat. They're on my website, chemwithbit.com. Anyways. Then, okay. So I keep losing my question. Did I do this one or no? I need to keep a count on my slide numbers, guys. Okay. What did we do before this one? 27, 26, right? So that's 27 first. So 27, this one. Thank you for explain the previous one again, Rana. Rana, the idea was the previous one that it has to be less reactive than hydrogen. If something can be extracted from a hydrogen, this will be less reactive than even hydrogen. So what is below hydrogen in the reactivity series? Copper and silver. So copper and silver moved. Okay. Itna before this one. This one X goes from a 2 plus state to a 1 plus state, boss. Is the is charges, the ions. Let's look at the charge for X. Okay, so which metal decomposes, which is more stable to heat here? So how does one learn that? Okay. So now for stability, what do you need? So basically, it is the most reactive carbonate that is also the most reactive metal is also the most stable carbonate here. So that's the see, understand this, that when a reactivity series you have, let's say, you got your group 1s, group 2, group 3, you got carbon, like hydrogen, then silver, missing, understand that. But these guys are very reactive metals, but stable compounds. And the less reactive metals, they are less reactive metals, but means that compounds or more reactive compounds. So the most stable would be calcium. That's right on top. Yeah. All right. Okay. Moving on. Group 1 carbonates are even more stable than group 2 carbonates. Yes, Khizr, Rizwan. So group 1 are the most stable. So most stable okay. Then a student suggests for steel. Okay. Steel is produced by blowing oxygen into impure molten iron. This is the reason why this process is carried out. The oxygen removes some of the carbon from the impure iron, and the oxygen oxidizes iron 2 to iron 3. First of all, what's the problem? Now, first of all, molten iron is not even iron 2. You see, okay, there is no iron, there is because iron 2 is Fe2 plus and iron 3 is Fe3 plus, but molten iron is just Fe liquid, which is a very balance. So 2 is incorrect. 2. So, and oxygen does react with carbon to form what? Yeah. So the answer is bravo. Yeah. Awesome. 2 more questions left for me to do. Okay. Z is a pollutant that is formed in internal combustion engines. So Z most likely is a hydrogen-based pollutant or a carbon-based pollutant, right? But in its aqueous solution, it is acidic. And it is removed by the exhaust fumes in the catalytic converter by reduction. Okay. Now, reduction, that's the key. People, because you see, it can only be a carbon monoxide or nitrogen monoxide or dioxide, right? The problem is both nitrogen monoxide is actually neutral. It's not acidic. But more importantly, carbon monoxide is removed by the catalytic converter to make it carbon dioxide. And that is actually oxidation. And they wanted what? Reduction. और reduction क्या होती है? NO2 becomes N2 and CO2, right? And you can balance that out. Okay, if you do this, so 2, yes, and 4, 5, and 6, right? So that is 2, and that is 2, right? 2, 4, 6. So you can balance it out some way or the other. So if you only have one here, yeah, and you make it half, yeah. But the idea is that N2 gets reduced. So the answer is NO2 here. Okay, not CO. Yeah. It is produced. Carbon monoxide is not what we consider a pollutant. It's not considered to be a pollutant. I don't teach from a book. I teach from the book of knowledge called Bilal's Brain, Adan. A lot of data here, saved from multiple books. Yeah. Somebody else, आप कौन सी book से पढ़ा रहे हैं? The last one for today. खिज़र मैंने मजाक किया था, मैंने कहा मैं अपने दिमाग से पढ़ा रहा हूँ, उसकी पीडी है. बट आई लास्ट गॉड, अल्लाह से पूछता हूँ रमज़ान में दुआ मांगते मेरे दिमाग का PDF निकाल दें तो मैं बांट देता हूँ आगे. कोशिश करें रमज़ान में मेरी दवा मांग सुन लें शायद. अच्छा, you were joking. Oh, nice one. Thank you. So I put a joke on your joke. Nice one. Sorry. I should have realized you were joking. Thank you. Good one, by the way. Good one. Well played, sir. Well played, Khizar. Well played. Very well played. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Khizar was joking, by the way. Abdul, don't worry. So here, which compound is an alcohol? Toba, glad we're doing this question before Ramzan starts. Because, you know. Okay. So what makes something an alcohol? The presence of OH groups. Now, इसमें OH के साथ COOH भी है. So this is an acid. इसका OH के साथ वो भी है. So answer is B. मनहाजुद्दीन 9 to 10 तरावी है, 10 to 11 तरावी है, 11 PM के बाद सोना है, पूरे दिन सुबह रोज़ा है. या तो मैं पढ़ा सकता हूँ तो मुझे पानी पीना पड़ता है बार बार बॉस, तो मैं रोज़ा ना रखूँ फिर इसलिए रखा है कि एटलीस्ट बिटवीन अ फ़र्ज़ रोज़ा एंड अ वाजिब तरावी मैं अपना फ़र्ज़ पूरा कर लूँ. बिकॉज दिस alcohols have to have OH. So thank you. But recordings होगी, अब recording देख लेना मिनहाज, हर वक्त होंगी. This is called a diol. Yes, 2 alcohol groups. Yeah. So let me repeat myself. ये schedule है पूरे हफ्ते का, इस हफ्ते का 9 to 10 कल से classes हैं, ठीक है. What is A called? A is another functional group called ether. A is an ether functional group. D is a ketone functional group. ये आप A levels में करेंगे, ठीक है, आपके सिलेबस में नहीं है. So now I've got to go, guys. All right. So this week 9 to 10, all the classes will be on Zoom, but tomorrow 9 to 10. Okay. And the next 4 days 9 to 10. Next week भी यही schedule रहेगा. I'm doing tomorrow paper 480 of IGCSE, on 15th on Thursday ATP of IGCSE, and Friday and Saturday O level ATP for this week. Okay. Khuda Hafiz, guys. I hope you learned something. I hope you had a good class. Tell your friends about this awesome class. So when more kids join in, I like the more fun that way. But anyways, goodbye. Khuda Hafiz. And ciao ciao. Bye. Yeah.